Hi everyone, this is Tina with Dirt Therapy, and today I'm going to be working at an overgrown flower bed. Now, I will explain why it has been overgrown, but I really need to get in here and just tackle it, get it done. This is the area that I am talking about. It has gotten seriously overgrown. It is right by our set of stairs that takes us up into our future Zen garden. However, this area has been neglected. As you can see to the back behind the obelisk, you can see a huge branch there that is dead. Well, our neighbor's tree that is above us throws a lot of branches down. In fact, there's a lot of dead in there and we have to address it. But in the meantime, when we had that large storm that came through, it knocked down so many branches that I couldn't lift it. There was too many that had landed in this area. I really just need to get in here, start cleaning it up. I have my gloves ready. There is some plants in here. You can't see any of the plants that are growing right now in there because they've been taken over by weeds. I also want to trim the dogwood there that you see right next to the obelisk. So really, I need to get in here. I need to clean it out. So I've gotten pretty far so far, and you can really see where things are planted. However, I just ran into some poison ivy that was right next to that pot, and my grandson was there. So I've sent him away just so he isn't exposed to it. I'm going to work on getting it cleaned up and contained. So it is a new day. I got busy with my grandson and I was starting to run out of daylight. So I did a little bit more last night, and you'll see that I did a wardrobe change. That was only because I was exposed to poison ivy. Now you'll see that I got a lot further, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick up where I left off. Wow, it is definitely looking so much better. I still have to do the fence and behind our grasses. Now those are our perennial grasses. We planted those. But the stuff towards the back and the trees that are growing through the fence into our yard, I still have to take care of those. But it is really looking so much better. You can see what plants I purposely added to this garden space. Now, the one thing that volunteered itself was the dogwood. It is not invasive in our area, so I thought I'll just leave it. It looks so cute there. I love it when nature can plant something for me and it not be invasive, unlike some of the other stuff that keeps encroaching in our yard. Look at this branch. It has the most horrible, I do not know what this is. It definitely is some kind of like vine, like a wild vine, maybe a rose vine. I don't know. If anybody knows what that is, please let me know. But it looks so much better now. I still have a lot to do, but my pruners aren't strong enough to be able to handle some of these larger branches that I need to get in there and clean up. I am going to water the area. The reason I want to water the whole area is because it is very dry. So when I was pulling out all of those weeds, I couldn't get all the way down to the root because the ground here is so dry. So I'm going to water it and get it nice and saturated so it'll make it easier to pull the rest of those out. Now that I have put some water on the soil, I'm going to come back and clean it up a little bit more, try to pull as many of the other weeds as I can pull in this area. And then we're going to also cardboard it, put another layer down, put more mulch down, and see if we can't just really try to eradicate the weeds here. I want to try to do things that are as natural as possible. I do not like to use weed killer. That is the best option for us, is to just lay more cardboard down and, you know, just pull as much as we can and clean this up. So that'll be the next step. Another thing that we're going to do is that Alberta spruce that you see there is a dwarf variety of, we are going to take that out and put it in the tree border. It is not super happy here, and see how it gets a lot of shade. This is in the morning. It's going to have some afternoon sun, but we really want it to just really have the sunshine it needs. And it can grow up to 6 to 8 feet tall, 4 to 5 feet wide, and is really can be grown anywhere in the United States. It has a large area that it can thrive in. The area that you see up at the top of the retaining wall with the stairs is going to be our future Zen garden. My husband is quite the builder, and he's going to make a torii gate, a pagoda. We're going to have beautiful plants and shrubs and Japanese maple up there. So I'm really excited for that project. We're not going to be able to do that until next year. So next spring is when we thought we would start working on it. We just have a lot of things that we have to do first. There's a lot of trees that are growing in the fence line on the neighbor's side, so we need to really clean that up. We've got some volunteer trees that have grown up here. I do have some grasses that I want to put up against the fence line up at the top, and we are going to create pathways, and so I'm really excited about how it's going to look up there. We might even put a water feature. We do have a lot of work to do. That is the reason why we're holding off, because we have so many other projects that we're working on. We've got this project. Meanwhile, we're also working on the tree border. We have been working on getting the fence line clean, which we've gotten to about this point here where the grasses start. We've mowed down all of this area. We're putting cardboard down here as well. We're also doing stump killer on the trees that have grown in. We get a lot of those Japanese honeysuckles that are very invasive, and they spread, and our neighbors have some of that on their side. So we're really trying to eradicate it, at least from our side, and try to keep it contained over there. I did order some screen for our fence, so I'm hoping that will keep the weeds and some of the growth from creeping over into our yard. I'm really hoping that that fencing screen will help with that. We're working on cardboard. We have mulch already started down there at that end, so it's coming along nicely. So we've got the weeping blue spruce there. We've got a lilac that is suffering, but it was in a place that was really struggling, so I'm hoping that it'll rebound. I've been watering it every day to try to help it along, but it also could be the end of the season. It's really starting to look like it's sad and the leaves are going to fall off. So, but the twigs themselves feel very healthy, so I don't think that there's going to be a problem. And then we've got our Vanderwolf pine, and then the Alberta spruce. I think we're going to put it in this area here. I'm not sure yet exactly where we're going to put it, but we've got we have some other shrubs that we're going to put here. I've got a couple rows of Sharons that are going to be moved in here that I think are going to look really beautiful. Some hydrangeas will end up adding in here as well to just give it a nice full interest of plants. And So I'm really excited. We're not going to be able to add all the trees this year, but we are going to do our best to try to fill in as much stuff as we can this season, relocating it from different parts of our yard. And I'm just really excited. Oh, and that one tree that you see towards the back is a juniper. And I forget the name of it. I left the tag on it just because I'm terrible at remembering things. It is just a blue point juniper. And it gets to be, it likes full sun. Once we take off the branches under here, it will be fine. It also gets sun once it moves past the eastern exposure. These get to 7 to 8 feet tall and 3 feet wide. And these are hardy down to zone 4, and we're in zone 5B. So should be fine. But we're going to also limb up this too. It is our neighbor's, another volunteer neighbor tree. So we're going to limb that up as well. I think it looks so much better. Oh, it's beautiful. Still have a little bit of stuff to do. I did get all of the debris cleaned up and got it weeded out just a little bit more before I put the cardboard down. But let me take you through all of the plants that are in this area. I'm going to start in this area because the sun is bright today. It's a beautiful day. This is the Holy Grail hibiscus. I have 2 of those. You can see that one has definitely put on more growth than this one. I think it was simply because of all of the tree branches that fell on these stairs from that storm. Made it to where it was just hiding underneath a bunch of weeds and tree branches. So it will be fine next year. It'll perk right up. And I just planted these here late last fall. So considering how beautiful and big they are, I think they're doing wonderfully. Then I have some of the black mondo grass there in the front. I am really liking the mondo grass. I definitely would like it more of a border around the flower bed. I don't know though, I may come in with annuals next year and just finish off the front side of the flower bed. It's still a work in progress. I'm going to have a Vanessa Bell rose back there. I just got those planted this spring from David Austin. And then I have the denim and lace Russian sage. That's a proven winners as well. So the Holy Grail hibiscus and the denim and lace are both proven winners. I have an Eden climbing rose here. It too, I planted it this spring. It hasn't had a lot of opportunity to grow because of it being crowded out and shaded. So I am hoping that this upcoming year it's gonna just do great. And it does get pretty big, so it should take up the whole obelisk, which is really what I am aiming for. Then I have a couple other like just little mounds of grass. I don't remember what these are called. I thought it was a type of Carax, but I can't remember exactly which one. I have some Bowmaster alliums planted right outside the obelisk in this space here, and they did bloom beautifully, but they die back after they're done blooming, and you can't even tell that they were planted there. They will show their green in the spring and then bloom in the summer, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Here I've got some dark purple irises. Almost a black color. I mean, that's how dark the purple is, and it's just absolutely stunning. Then I have a dogwood that self-seeded itself. It volunteered here. And I did multiple Google searches just to see if it was invasive in our area, and it is not. So I thought I am just gonna leave it. I think it is beautiful. I trimmed up the bottom. I still want to come in and do one more cutting right in there. But I think that is really beautiful. I'm just trying to lift the canopy up. Sorry guys, there's so much sun. Then you have the dwarf Alberta spruce that we are going to relocate to our tree border. And then I have another Vanessa Bell right next to the Alberta spruce. And I have a cute little bird feeder here. I do need to fill it. And then we have some just regular grasses that I got over the last few years. We still, again, have the fence to clean out. That is something that my husband and I will do this upcoming week, because we do have that screen for the fence coming, and we want to make sure that this whole fence is clear and ready for the screen. However, I'm not going to come in with any cardboard or mulch until we continue working on our tree border project. We're laying cardboard down for the tree border and mulch, and we'll just start at one end and head down this direction and finish this off as well. That wraps it up for this video on that flower bed. Boy, did we get a lot of work done in it, and I'm so glad that it is looking so much better. I still have some things to do. We're still going to dig up that Alberta spruce and move it to the tree border. We're going to put cardboard down and mulch as we are working on our tree border project and the flower bed. We'll just do it all at one time. So we'll get it all buttoned up for winter, and it'll be totally ready for next spring. Thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time. Have a great garden day.